One of the most essential things you can do in nature is stay safe. And to increase my chances of staying safe, I always carry this little fella with me on my wrist. It's the Garmin Fenix 6. It is your life coach, your lifesaver if you get lost in the wilderness, and it is a fantastic bit of kit. It has a built-in GPS watch and it is water resistant to 328 feet. Now, I've been wearing this watch for several months, so I do have some opinions about the watch itself. And you're probably wondering, is it worth the investment buying one of these, or is it just another overpriced gadget? Well, keep watching to find out.
Tuned into tech.
Now, before we head out, I'm going to take advantage of one of my favourite features, which is offline GPS maps. Simply head to a website such as OS Maps, which is Ordnance Survey, and you can plot your route from there. Here I am now at Wasdale, which is the Wasdale Valley, and I plan on doing a route up Greendale to the Tarn, and then across the tops to Middlefell and back down again. And from here we can create a route very simply with their snap to route feature. So we'll make a start point, which is here, about the farm where there's a car park. I want to go to the Tarn, and as you'll see, it snaps to the route as I go up. I fancy walk around the back of the mountain, summit the top of Middlefell, and back to the start again, and there we go. We now have a route. Estimated walk time 2.5 hours, 6.9 kilometers. And if you're unsure about the terrain, one of my favorite features is this, the 3D fly-through feature. So we can click this and it will walk us through the entire route, showing us the elevation and roughly what we can expect at each segment of the walk. So the next thing I'm going to do is export the GPX file, which is this thing over here. And we need to send this to my mobile phone so it then can be sent to the Garmin watch. Once it's on your mobile phone, head to your downloads, click open with. You'll then need the Garmin Connect app. It will then open it in the app. You want to select hiking, because that's the activity we will be doing. Double check the route is there, the map is correct, and you're happy with everything. Then you can save, rename. Okay, once that's saved, we then want to export that to the watch. Click your Fenix 6, and it is time to hit the trail.
The Fenix 6 doesn't rely on phone signal. Instead, it connects directly to GPS satellites, so even in remote areas with no phone signal, it knows exactly where you are. To save you having to stare at your phone constantly, the watch actually alerts you if you walk off course. Having the watch direct you will also help you preserve your phone's battery for if you ever needed it.
Now, let's talk about some of the features which make this watch a bit more than just a fancy piece of kit. The live track feature was one of the reasons why I purchased this watch. Because of its inbuilt GPS, my loved ones at home can see exactly where I am on the mountains. Now, of course, if I go down or if I'm injured, that's great because they can probably find me fairly easily. Hopefully, that's the idea. Hopefully, I never have to use that. Unfortunately, I do have a bone to pick with Garmin about this because for some reason over the last 3 weeks, my Garmin watch has just stopped having me, able to use the live track feature. I've tried several different things and troubleshooting and forums and done everything I can. Can't seem to fix it. Hopefully someone at Garmin can resolve this issue. But do know that there is issues because I have seen online other people have the same issue as well. The next safety feature that I absolutely love this watch for is called incident detection. The short end of the stick is that if I ever fall, the watch can detect fast movements to then no movement whatsoever. And then it gives me a 30-second countdown if I want to cancel the SOS going out to my friends and family. Fantastic if I fall down the mountain and injure myself because it will let people know that something is wrong. Gets a bit awkward though if you're sat in a coffee shop and you've accidentally dropped the watch on the floor. Another safety feature of the watch, which I absolutely love, is the storm alerts feature. As we all know in the Lake District, the weather is highly unpredictable and can be quite dangerous if you're caught out in high winds, rain, hail, fog, etc. The watch will alert you if you are walking into somewhere where the weather's going to turn nasty. This should give you enough time to make a quick escape or batten down the hatches and prepare for the worst. Now, my primary goal for today was to find the perfect place to sit and eat my Nature Valley bar. I'm currently sat by Greendale Tarn as I try to summit the absolute beast that is Middlefell here in Wasdale in the Lake District. But while I'm here, I'll take 5 and I'll let you know some more insights about the Garmin Fenix 6. You see, it's not just a watch for walkers, it's also a pretty useful fitness tool. You see, everybody these days wants to live for as long as possible, so it's pretty wise that you keep an eye on and check in upon all your health and statistics. And what better way to do it than by wearing a watch 24/7 that monitors just about everything to do with your body, so you can collect all of that precious data. Included is a 24/7 heart rate monitor that monitors your average, resting and peak and activity rates. There's also a tracker to track your sleep, which tracks your REM sleep, your deep sleep, your light sleep, how long you sleep for. And then on top of that, it can also work out your body battery. Think of it as in a percentage style of a mobile phone. It tells you how much percentage of energy you have left in your body. Additional to that, you can also see your stress levels and different variations of stress. Now, this watch, I kind of feel like it's a bit of not quite accurate when it comes to detail and stress, but there is probably some science behind it to how it works. But check it out, it's an interesting feature. It does hold some value and worth, I guess.
Sunrise and sunset times, these are essential for timing your hikes, especially if, like me, you tend to lose track of time when exploring. There's also a feature called Pace Pro, but it's catered more for runners, and it definitely helps you pace yourself over varied terrain. It's kind of like having a coach on your wrist saying, slow down, you don't want to regret sprinting up that hill. And if you ever lose your phone, you can use the watch to find my phone, which will make your mobile phone scream and shout and make loads of noise until it is discovered.
The watch can also monitor your breathing rates, which I find quite impressive. Don't know how useful that is, but it can also give you some breathing exercises to try and help you improve if you're struggling breathing. On top of that, you can also check out your fitness age. Now, right now, I'm not too best pleased with what my fitness age is being displayed at because it's actually higher than my real age. I think this has a lot to do with my BMI. So this watch is being very helpful in giving me a bit of a kick up the bum to sort out my weight. And if you want to be a complete psycho, you can also monitor your blood oxygen levels, the calories you're taking in and out, and also you can input and monitor your hydration levels. These aren't things that I've set up because I'm pretty comfortable and happy with the rest of the features of the watch, but just note they are there if you choose to use them. Now, if you don't like the look of my watch, don't worry, because it is fully customizable. I currently like to display the time, the date, my heart rate, and the battery percentage of what the watch is on. The strap itself, thankfully, doesn't smell after lots of use and sweat and tears and blood. Actually, that's good. And if you check my watch as well, it does have a lot of knocks, bumps and scrapes, but that watch face itself is practically still brand new. And do trust me, I have banged this many times off rocks and trees and the rest, and it still looks absolutely perfect. Another thing which I didn't mention there, but the watch also tracks your steps. So do enough of those and you can justify that post-hike pub for a pint or maybe a bite to eat. Right, just having a quick breather here on my way up to the top of what's known as Middlefell. Almost there, but I just had to take 5 minutes because this scenery right now is absolutely incredible. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain this right behind me now that I'm pointing at is England's tallest mountain, which is Scafell Pike. I have yet to conquer that one, but that is on my to-do list for this year. Behind us we have Yew Barrow, Great Gable, which I do recommend people walking. It's a fantastic climb, and at the top you can see right down the Wasdale Valley and out to the coast, which if I turn around here you can see out to the coast there. That in the distance is the Isle of Man. I mean, this landscape is just a tapestry of beauty. It's unforgiving, it's relentless, it's dangerous, but my God, is it beautiful. Let's take a look at this. Fantastic. Woo! So I'm going to head on to the top of the mountain and we'll finish this video off. Now, let's talk battery life, because what's the point in all these cool gizmos and gadgets and features if the thing dies after just a couple of hours? Well, the Fenix 6 brand new should last up to 14 days in smartwatch mode and 36 hours in GPS mode. This is more than enough for a long weekend hiking and is a pretty substantial amount of time. Now, you see, my watch is second hand, so it's a few years old, but it'll still last about 9 days on a full charge, just in smartwatch mode alone. To put that into perspective, most smartwatches on the market will probably barely last even a day or two on a full charge, whereas this thing is an absolute beast, and you could probably get lost in the wilderness for a week, and you'd still have enough battery left to get home safely. Not that I recommend you do that. So by now you're probably wondering, how does the Garmin Fenix 6 stack up against all of the other outdoor hiking watches there are in the market? And if I'm being honest, well, this channel is too small to have a budget big enough to buy more than one watch, and this is the only one that I actually currently own. So on that report, this is the world's greatest smartwatch I have ever owned. Yes, I am aware there is a brand new Garmin Fenix 7 that you can buy from their store, but that costs around £600 to £700. I managed to pick this one up on eBay for a very comfortable £150, and it is in perfect condition. So is it worth owning a Garmin Fenix 6? In my eyes, absolutely, you should go purchase one. It's not just a smartwatch, it's a piece of kit that can make your adventures better and genuinely safer. If you're ever in the Lake District, I've put a link in the description to the walk that I have done today. This is by Wasdale, and it is Middlefell with the Tarn, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head right now. The time is nearly 6 PM, so it is getting pretty late. The sun is going to be setting fairly soon. So if you do excuse me, I have a walk to finish. I'll see you in the next video.